crowd out here. I can see very well through these blinding lights. My name is John Antoine, y'all. I have been teaching this group of future stand-up comedians for the last 8 weeks, and I'm so very proud of them. Give them all a round of applause. Been working real hard, and today we're going to prove it that we're all pretty funny, y'all. Like I said, my name is John Antoine. Like a lot of people in the city of Savannah, I'm not from here. I was actually born and raised in the Bronx, New York, y'all. Yeah, love that. Unfortunately, they did find that my accent was a little bit lacking, so they shipped me down south. Essentially, I got Fresh Prince out of New York. Instead of moving to Bel Air, I moved to Midtown Savannah, y'all. I'm the Fresh Prince of Ardsley Park, y'all. Hey! Instead of living in a mansion, I live in a one-bedroom apartment with 37 plants and a cat, y'all. Her name is Portia. I did say my name is John, but that was a little bit of a fib. My real name is Jonathan. Whoa, what was that reaction? I know, I don't seem like a Jonathan, do I? Yeah. Maybe. In my mind, like a Jonathan is like a person who's got their shit together, you know? Like he's got a subscription to a golf course. John has a subscription to multiple OnlyFans. No, no, it's cool, it's cool. Jonathan was a child who was raised by a New York City police officer.
Oh.
Yeah, it fucking sucked, guy. Yeah, you know how hard it was when you're grounded and like your friends come to your door like, hey John, you coming out to play today? I'm like, I can't, boss. I'm doing 5 to 10 for bad behavior. It's crazy, man. Yeah, corporal punishment means something different. But yeah, I love my mom. It's just she's just a no nonsense bitch. That's all. And like I say that affectionately, the bitch part. She's like we have a weird communication style. Like we like to not talk about things. Anybody else like that? Yeah, I love that. Like here's how the sex talk went with my mother. She was visiting me not too long ago. I'm in like my late 20s, and I remember this like it was yesterday. So she went out, and I was like, cool, I got the house to myself. I'm going to naturally do what every later 20s man does when they're by themselves, and I decided to touch myself. And when I'm by myself, I tend to, get fully clothed, and I light candles. I make it special. And so I was doing my thing, and my mom had come home, and I didn't realize it, and I had my door closed. And I didn't realize she was home until she opened the door, saw what I was doing, said, John, put your pants on and come help me with the groceries. And then we never spoke about it again, so. But we do speak about a lot of things in this class, y'all. I'm so proud of every single one of them, y'all. So keep that energy up. Let's get that energy up.
My walkout music. All right, well thank you, Coach John, and thanks for telling us a little more than we needed to know about your life. But we're really excited. We're hoping to have a good time here tonight, and we know that you're a good audience. We also know you're a bold audience, because if you had to go get your ticket, there's a disclaimer. And usually if you're promoting a show, a disclaimer's not the best thing to have. But it says, when you go to get your tickets, it says, adult content and adult language likely. Likely. So if you're a gambler, maybe you're looking for some of that, maybe you're not. But I will let you know that if you're rating the show, I'm going to do PG. Is there anybody 13 or under? All right, we'll go to PG-13. So now we know, one of the things I'm going to do is tell a story, and it's a pre-internet story, so it goes back to, you know, before we had some of those things. And I want to describe it. Like we talk about PG movies, my act has a little brief nudity. And no, John, not like that. The story I'm going to tell has some brief nudity. So it's all up here. It's going to be visual if you can put it in there. And the other thing that is important to me is to tell you about the adult language. And I don't do that. I'm not going to use the adult language. This is kind of our amateur night, our start, but I have aspirations. I mean, I'd really like to move it up to the next level, and to do so, you got to be prepared. You got to have a clean act. You know, I hope to move it out to where the kiddie parties, you know, follow the magic clown and come on out, get my $40, bada bing, bada boom. I'm a professional comedian. So if I can do that, you know, I got to keep it clean. So we're not going to do that other kind of stuff. Rest of these motherfuckers, I don't know what's I would like to tell you a little bit about myself. I'm from Connecticut. So I grew up in the greater New Haven area. And New Haven's famous for a few things. It's famous for great pizza. Maybe you've been to Sally's or Pepe's on Wooster Street. There you go. That's the best. That's where they invented it. Check it out. It's great pizza if you're ever in New Haven. But another thing about it is you live right on the Yankee-Red Sox border, which is kind of a tough thing to be, depending upon who you're rooting for. Because to the north, you got the Pakya Harvard Yard crowd. And to the south, you got Don't Worry About It. I know a guy. And I did know some guys. My buddies were mostly New Haven areas. Everybody's got characters, but in New Haven they had a few. That's who I grew up with, and they were Italian. So we're going to tell a story about Bobby and Chaz and Tessie, Dominic, Hammer, Spike. These are the boys. And as I said, this is back in the 1978. I was in high school. I was a junior the first time. And we were going to get together at Chaz's house. Let me tell you about Charlie. Charlie friggin' Gambolini. He's the man. Charlie had B.O. HBO. He had home box office. So home box office, this is 1978. Cable television, and HBO comes out. And at this point, 92% of homes still are on the aerial. 3 channels, little snow. Maybe you get your brother in some tin foil, holding the aerial, you get a little better reception. So 3 channels, but Chaz, they had cable TV. 45 channels. Have you ever seen one of these old connectors? Some of you look like you remember them. Cable TV, it's like having a typewriter on your lap. You got 3 rows, you got 15 channels, 45. Man, 45 channels, we're in the future. So Chaz, Charlie G invites us over for movie night. Now, we're still in high school, so you can imagine pre-internet what we're interested in. That's where the brief nudity comes in. So we're going to see Big Bad Mama, a classic film. I think it was recorded in '74. It was a big hit. We wanted to learn a little bit more about the film industry, and Big Bad Mama was going to show some of what made her so big. So we're all over at Chaz's house. We're sitting in the basement, and you know, it's getting quiet. The time is getting near, and we're pretty excited. And then we hear it. Charlie, I'm coming down with some Kool-Aid and pretzels for your buddies. Here we go. Right when the key point of the movie is about to hit. So Chaz goes into Operation Innocent, boom, clicks it over to the Knicks game. You know, we don't see anything. You know, the rest of the movie, I couldn't tell you what it was about. So Chaz says, Mom, we could have gotten ourselves our snacks. And she goes, I just thought I'd bring them down. How are the Knicks doing? Bobby's in the back. He goes, well, we just had a chance at 2 big points, but we blew it. And so we never saw any of them. You know, that's what happened. But the way Mrs. G tells the story is pretty funny, too. She says, I wait up at the top of the stairs. And just when we get to the nude scene, I always walk down. Charlie, you're coming down with the pool. That's my time. Thanks, everybody. Have a good night.
If that was my mother, you would be arrested. Are y'all ready to keep this thing rolling? Let's keep it going. Come up next, y'all. It's Katie Pritchard.
Hi, everybody. I'm Katie. Thanks for coming out. I want to start off by telling you two of arguably the most important things about me, which is I'm a writing student at SCAD, and I'm from Florida generationally, which is kind of like being a foreign exchange student, except way less hot and way less mysterious. Since I've moved away, I get a lot of the same questions over and over, which is like, did you spend a lot of time at Disney growing up? Did you see a lot of gators? Did you ride a lot of gators? Did you fight a lot of gators? And easy yeses, boring, yawn, ask me something harder. So then they kind of get this look on their face somewhere halfway between judgment and amusement, and they ask, are the men really like that? And immediately I'm offended because, like most of you, I don't love when people speak that way about my family. That's the village that raised me, and like any good village, they raised me to love everyone I meet equally and unequivocally, because that's how you get the biggest audience. And we Floridians really just love attention. So naturally, every shower I've ever taken, I've practiced an acceptance speech before. So my thank yous are pretty locked in. I would like to thank my Uncle Neil for sending me a scrapbook on my 12th birthday, covered in glitter glue and stickers and filled with pictures of baby birds he'd found and creatures he'd shot in his yard. For teaching me that it's really important to celebrate accomplishments, big and little. And I want to thank my dad, of course, for showing up to every father-daughter dance and dance recital and school concert with a gun. And teaching me that if you stay ready, you don't have to get ready, especially for the pediatrician. And most of all, I want to thank a man named Richard who worked at the drive-thru gas station grocery store by my mom's house all throughout high school. Richard was also really into guns in that he wore a muscle tee that you could see his hip bones through the sleeves. And he not only worked at the store, he also lived at the store in the butane tank in the back, which happens to the best of us. His mission in life was to sell alcohol to as many minors as he could come in contact with. And I wasn't big into drinking in high school, but I was big into Richard. So I would go every week and buy him out and then deliver booze to parties of the other high schoolers because I was really cool. We developed a sort of sweet little ritual every time I'd go, where he'd pull up and he'd crawl out of his cage and come over to my window, and he would ask me how far along I am in my pregnancy, which is really cool when you're 16 not pregnant. I would pick a number, 1 through 40, and then I would hand him a pile of cash that I collected in geometry that week. And he would load my trunk full of beer and some really unfortunate bottles. And while he was doing that, he would ask me what I'm gonna say when, not if, I testify against him in court. And he would slam my trunk and run around my car and pull up a chair, and we would workshop a story together until we landed on something that cleared both of us from ever going to jail. So, to Richard, I would like to say thank you for teaching me the value of a good story. I do owe you my career. And that is my time. I'm Katie. Thank you all.
Even though for Katie, love those Florida man stories. Y'all gonna keep this thing rolling? Coming up next, we got the very funny Aaron Winterstein.
Hey Savannah, how y'all doing? Good, good. Weren't they great? Aren't everybody great? Yeah. Okay, now it's my turn. So, again, my name is Erin. I'm up from a little bit from everywhere, but I was born down here. You may have heard of it. It's a little small town called Atlanta. And I am Irish Catholic. Always wear black because we're in a constant state of mourning. So I am now in Savannah. It's my home, but I did spend a lot of time in Boston. How about those Celtics? What? So I really did. I liked Boston. I liked it a lot, but I loved the South more. And I'm just going to tell you a little something about myself. I'm little. And I'm so little that when I went to have a mammogram, they said, "Erin, we're ready for you. Turn around." I said, "I am. I'm ready." So Irish Catholic, contrary to belief, I am not one of 8, 10, 14. I am one of 3. And I have 2 brothers. And y'all got families and everything, but the game that they would play was, let's hide from Erin. So when they would find me and jump out of a closet and scare my underpants off, then they would say, "Here's the game, Erin. When you scream, Mom can't hear you." So, true. So, everything's true. So I ended up having a lot of trauma, talking to my therapist about it. I got up and I was talking to my therapist, and she's doing something, or I was telling a joke, and she started crying, and then I looked at her and I said, "Wait a minute, are you crying?" My therapist is crying. "Are you crying? Do you want to switch? Why don't I sit there and you lie on the couch?" So, spending some time in Boston in the South. Down South, it's this. "Hey y'all, hi sweetheart, hi darling, I'll get that for you, sugar." And when they answer the phone, they're like, "Hi, how can I provide you with the most excellent service?" Bless your heart. Where I grew up, darling, Hello? What? What? Who? You're bothering me. You're bothering what? Oh, Tommy? Tommy. Fucking A, Tommy. The socks are on. You coming over? No, I'm not going to the Packy. You going to the Packy? Oh, come on, Tommy. Just pick me up a case, some vodka and liquor, and don't forget the Mentos. Park on the street. Fucking A. So, anyway, Irish Catholic. The good thing about being Irish Catholic is I'm Irish. We'll leave it at that. So, I did have some identity crises, you know, growing up because my mother was never hearing me. So I would say, well, I do like the Jewish faith. Okay, well now I'm Baptist, so I'm still trying to find my way. But when I look at all my baby pictures, I'm angry. Who's a 2-month angry-year-old? Then I look at the next one, and I'm angry. And then here's the next one. Moody. I'm Irish. I wear black. I'm moody. I'm depressed. I'm negative. So, anywho, I was married once before. And in the Catholic faith, it is some kind of sin, because they got about 68 sins that you go down. And I was divorced. Oh. And my husband, ex-husband, whomever, you know, John, Joseph, Patrick, Francis, Thomas, said, I'm thinking I'm not going to do this. I said, well, I got an idea. Now, I used to drink, so that when you shook my family tree, all the cans came down. So I'm drinking one afternoon, I'm drinking, drinking some more. I take the, you know the wine that came in the plastic with the boxes? I squeeze it out. And I'm thinking, you know what? I'm going to call up the Archdiocese of Boston. I did. So I dial the phone. Where's the straw? And someone answers. Can I talk to a priest, a Monsignor, whoever you have there? Is that all right? Can I talk to somebody? I really need to speak to somebody. Sure, hold on. Priest gets on the phone. Hello, this is Father Mulcahy. I transform. Hello, Father Mulcahy. My name's Erin Elizabeth Bridget Connors. I got something I want to talk with you about. Do you have a moment? Why, yes, Erin, I do. What can I help you with, my child? Well, I got a little problem with this anonymous packet here that you sent me. You got about 600 pages to fill out, give to my friends, give to my family, answer some things that I don't even know about myself, Father Sheehan. Oh, yes, we like to have those filled out, Erin. It just gives us a better idea. Well, Father Mullaney, I'm not going to do that. I don't think that's right. Hold on just a minute, please. I feel better now. So you want me to fill out, can I talk to the Pope? How about the bishop? Is the bishop around? Well, no, Erin, but I can help you with these things. All right, so all I'm saying there, Father, are you there? Father Mullaney? Father Mahahy? Father McSheehan? Father Murphy? Father O'Brien? Father Sheehan? Father, are you there, Father? Yes, I'm here. Well, I'm just going to tell you, give John, Thomas, Francis, Joseph, Patrick, Seamus, Connors, whatever he wants. Do you take donations, Father? Why, yes, we do. Oh, good, because then you can have it for your till. Maybe for a little communion wine. Oh, yes, that would be lovely. Oh, well, that's just great, Father McSheehy and them. I'll be sending you a check for $20 in the mail. Thank you very much. That's my time.
Keep it going for Ariel Anderson. And that's why I don't go to church. Hey. You ready to keep this thing rolling, y'all? Coming up next song is the very funny John Barrett.
How y'all doing? Everybody got them a good drink? Yeah, me neither. This would probably be a lot more funny if I did. No, I had to cut back on my drinking. I did some stupid shit whenever I was young. So, you know, I found out I still do stupid shit and I'm old. Like this one time, I'm out and I'm hanging out with my girlfriend at the time. We decided we're going to have a couple of beers. Now, I didn't get drunk sitting there talking to my girlfriend. I went and bought a 24-pack of beer. I cracked one open, she cracked one open. We sitting there and we're drinking. Plans were to stay there and drink all night. Yeah, I was about halfway through my first beer and she comes running in the room. John, you gotta go, you gotta go. I'm like, what the hell's going on? I didn't argue anymore. I just got up and left. Wasn't my fault her husband was coming home. So I left, and I lived about 20 minutes drive from where she lived. So I'm riding down the road. What do you do with 20 minutes on the road in your car with a 24-pack of beer? That's right, you drink another one. And so here I am driving through my hometown, and I know there's this one spot they always have cops. I know it. And what am I thinking? Finish the beer. I toss it out the passenger side window. As I toss it out the passenger side window, I'm on this overpass that goes over a train trestle. And you can hear this beer bottle hit this guardrail. I've never hit that guardrail before. This thing hits it. And it don't just go bink. No, it goes ding, 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 ding. Like, what the hell? Roll my window back up, and as my headlights are coming down, what do I see sitting at the bottom of the bridge? Big white letters on a black card saying, "You're fucked." I'm just sitting here and I'm thinking to myself, please Lord. And I ride right by, I'm driving the speed limit, doing everything I'm supposed to be doing, kinda. And sure enough, he turns on the not so disco lights and I'm just like, yep, I read that right. I'm fucked. He comes up, I make up some sad sob story about my girlfriend says that she's pregnant and she kicked me out because her husband's coming home, blah, blah, blah. And he pulls me out of the car, gives me a breathalyzer. The first time I take it, evidently I'm not used to sucking dick, so I didn't get it right. Second time, I took this really big breath and I blew through it and it come up at 0.01. If you don't know, a CDL driver in the state of Georgia, 0.01 is DUI. So I come up 0.01. He's like, I'm going to let you go though. I feel like that the breathalyzer corroborates your story. You know, I'm going to let you go, but you said you're going down here to meet a friend. I'm going to follow you over here to your friend's house because he only lives like a mile away. And then you're going to park your car and that car is not going to move for the rest of the night. And I'm just looking at him like, bet. So he does. And as soon as he walks away, I get on the phone with my friend. I'm like, hey man, I'm supposed to be meeting you at your house. He's like, no, you ain't. I'm like, yeah, I am. There's a cop right behind me that says that we are going to meet at your house. He's like, shit. I'm like, what do you mean shit? Well, I pull up in his yard at the same time he's pulling up in his other driveway. This fool gets out of his truck, sitting there, and I'm like, are you shitting me? I mean, he can't even stand up straight, and as the cop rides by, he's sitting there going. So, you know, we did what any good Southern gentleman would do at this point in our lives. Went and picked up 2 more suitcases of beer and went and hit the dirt roads. So about 3 hours later, 2 suitcases of beer later, You know, we're all hyped up because I just got out of a DUI and all this. And we are just completely plastered. No business walking, much less in a car or behind the wheel. And we come riding back through my hometown. Daniel looks over, he sees blue lights down this road. And he's like, man, I need something to drink. So he runs around and goes back to the fast foods and gets some Mountain Dew. Then the idiot, hello? That's all right, I'm loud enough. Then the idiot turns around and drives right back by the cop. Now the cop just saw him about 3 hours earlier. The cop just saw him 3 hours earlier, and he couldn't stand up then. So here we are, we ride right back by the cop. What's the cop do? You got it. Not so disco lights. We pull over, and Daniel is so drunk, all he can do, tell you what, all he can do is he's sitting there in the driver's seat just going. Cop comes up, shines his flashlight in. Daniel's looking so straight forward, he can't even shine his flashlight in his eyes. He's like, boy, you been drinking? Daniel pulled out the tin Mountain Dew. He said, only Mountain Dew, sir. He sits right back down in the seat, puts his hands back on the steering wheel. He's like, well, let me see your license and insurance. He hands him his license. He's like, my insurance is in the glove box. Well, I'm sitting in the passenger seat. So I open up the glove box and I'm pulling out a piece of paper after piece of paper, handing it to him. He ain't even looking at it, just grabbing it and handing it over to the guy. That it? That it? That it? That it? This cop is just looking at him, shaking his head, just, oh my God. And I can read it in this cop's face. He's like, I don't want to do this paperwork. And he bends down and he looks in the truck. And he's like, sir, have you been drinking? No, he can't. Yes, sir, I have. He's like, don't I know you? I said, yes, sir, you do. He's like, didn't I stop you earlier? I said, yes, sir, you did. And this is my DD. You could see the sweat popping up on this cop's head when he was just like, I tell you what, son, y'all carry y'all's asses to the house and I don't want to see you for another week. Thank you now. That is happening.
Keep it going. Okay. Get on the job there, y'all. Microphone was a little drunk too, y'all. You ready to get this thing going? Let's keep it going for Kayla.
Hi y'all, I'm Kayla, and I'm biracial. My mom is 100% Irish, and my dad is half black, which in 19th century legal terms makes me a quadroon. I prefer ethnically questionable. People can't really tell what I am, but they know it's something. They'll squint their eyes, they'll ask about the origins of my last name, or my favorite, are you Italian? It's so weird that people won't just ask, because I'm not going to be offended. I'm proud of my history. You know, black people and Irish people, they have a long history. Centuries of overcoming tyranny and slavery and oppression. And centuries of not overcoming domestic violence, alcoholism, and crime statistics. And there's some struggles with being biracial. The first one came up the day I was born. What do you call me? My mom, she wanted to name me Olivia and call me Olive, very cute. Although growing up as a fat girl, I'm glad I didn't share a name with a cartoon pig. And then my dad, who is a very light-skinned man himself, was apparently caught in some delusion, and he wanted to name me Deshauna. It's a beautiful name, but it just wouldn't fit. Thankfully, they cut their losses glasses and named me after their favorite Days of Our Lives character. And I thank the good Lord for daytime television. The other really hard thing about being biracial is you don't really have anywhere to fit in. Am I white? Am I black? Can I pick Italian? But after years of searching for my community, I've finally found it. White rappers. Think about it. Who else loves and supports both white and black culture? Who else is derided and mocked by both white and black culture? And most importantly, who else, no matter how bad they want to, and how often they do, really is not supposed to say the N-word? But I'm not just biracial, I'm a full person. I'm also a smoker. I've been smoking since I was 13 years old. Sorry, Mom. Those rising teen smoking rates, that was me. Welcome, America. And in this decade of smoking, I've come to realize that smokers are the most discriminated against class of people in all of America. It's ridiculous. Like, I'm fat. I know I'm fat. And I'm okay with that. This is not disorder or disease. This is decision making. When I go to the doctor, let's talk about nutrition, let's talk about choices. It's respectful. It's polite. As it should be. But mention that you're a smoker. Having a look of disgust and that sound from your doctor, that's grounds for a lawsuit, in my opinion. The average junkie gets more respect here in America. If I were to tell my dopehead friends, you know that shooting up makes you ugly and smell bad, and it makes you a bad person, that is a terrible thing to say to someone. Awful. Reprehensible. I hear it all the time. And I think enough is enough, America. It's time for us as smokers to say, we should be smoking in bars, and in airports, and in hospitals, and in school zones. Stand up, my smokers. Just let me catch my breath first.
Because our next person up is Dr. Angela Johnson!
Hey y'all. I'm not that kind of doctor. And I'm Italian, on behalf of the Italians, Kayla, we welcome you. No, I'm actually a forensic psychologist. See, that's what everyone does when you tell them you're a forensic psychologist. Because I think in our culture we're so steeped in this sort of love of true crime, right? Right? How many people listen to true crime podcasts and all? Oh yeah. And you know what? More women than men. Right? Because the women are sitting there with their notebook going, how to stay alive. Don't go to second location. Don't believe he has a puppy. And the men are listening to true crime podcasts going, never thought of that. But, being a forensic psychologist does have its downsides, because, when you're trying to make friends, you're trying to hang out with people, and everyone's like, oh, do you diagnose people when you're hanging out with them? I was like, no, but yes. So I was out at a bar with a new friend of mine. I'm new to Savannah. I'm a transplant. Can you tell? Boston, go Sox. So I'm sitting with this lovely young woman, and she's telling me about her ex, what he did, what it was like. I'm just feeling this, and she's going on and on and on. And finally she pauses, and I'm like, he's a fucking psychopath, okay? Really? Yeah, because most people don't really know what the definition of a psychopath is, right? And they get it mixed up with sociopath. They're two different things. Sociopaths are individuals who kind of grew up in an environment where, you know, kind of lawlessness was allowed. They were sort of taught that. You know, if they wanted something, they took it without really regard to the consequences. You know, think Donald Trump. Anyway, but psychopaths, on the other hand, psychopaths do take things that they want, but what they really want is to hear that little noise you make when you're begging for your life at the bottom of the pit. Again, think Donald Trump. So, yeah, and you know, Freud had a theory about how psychopaths come to be. He said that psychopaths are motivated by their unresolved childhood conflicts and the interplay of their id, ego, and superego. Mm-hmm. Of course, Freud also had syphilis and wanted to fuck his stepmother. So, grain of salt. Grain of salt. So as I said, I'm a transplant. From Boston to here for a job that I got fired from in 8 months. But anyway, moving on. A little bit of difference between the Northeast and here. I don't know if you know that. We're a little more liberal up there. I don't know. Just a thing. And so when I moved down, God, you guys are so much more polite than we are. Oh my God. Try to get someone in New England who's waiting on you to even fucking smile. Let alone be like, there you go, ma'am. Anything else I can do for you? Have a sunshine day. Yeah, you guys are just like so polite. And you know, it's hard right now, okay, because of all the things that are going on. It's hard not to be political, okay? It's also hard to write jokes, you know. I know fun and fascism have the same starting letter, but it's still hard to write jokes, okay? And the other thing is, like, it feels like we're just watching, like, the last season of America. Anybody else? I feel like the writers have gotten lazy, because I thought we did fascism 2 seasons ago, but apparently now we're doing with more CGI, and we've got Michael Bay to direct, okay? I mean, I did appreciate the diversity this season with the bromance, right? Like little Elon, little DJ, you know, Trump, yeah, and that breakup was just wild. But you know it had to be bad, really bad, in the weeks leading up to it, right? You know, Elon's going to Donnie, I gave you everything you wanted. I bought you the presidency. And Donnie's like, well, you know, I gave you everybody's information, and I sat in the Tesla. What do you want from me? So yeah, so they broke up, and it's just awful. And I heard there was so much crying, mostly from Melania, who now has to be Trump's +1 again. So I'm almost done. But the other thing I want to tell you is I am a mom. I have 2 boys, 8 and 13, and I am too goddamn old to have children that age. I am 55. No, this is the part where you all say I don't look 55. Okay, thank you very much. But you know what the thing is? 55 and looking like you're in your 40s ain't that much of an upgrade, okay? When you're in your 30s and you look like you're in your 20s, it's like the platinum Amex card. Come to the front, honey. Let's throw money at you. Can I buy you a drink? I mean, it is just way better. Anyway, and as I mentioned, I'm unemployed, so that's what led me to take a stand-up class. And I have to say, you guys are delightful. I am so impressed with my fellow students. I gotta say, some of them I haven't even heard perform, and they're awesome. But thank you so much. That's my time.
Keep it going. Great, y'all. So keep that energy up! Coming up next, it's Allie. All
Hey guys! You told me nervous, I went to grab the wrong mic. So. And I've got cue cards, so buckle up. So yeah, I'm Allie, and like pretty much everyone here, I'm also a transplant. I'm from another pretty famous town. It's called Brockton, Massachusetts. Yeah, if your favorite episode or your favorite channel is Arts and Entertainment, then you've heard of it before because it was featured on their very popular channel, or yeah, no, not channel, show called Intervention. Yeah, but it wasn't like Intervention, here's one guy who has kind of a little bit of a problem and his family's concerned about him. No, it was the entire town. Yeah, the episode was titled Brockton, 95,000, population 95,000, and 3 working teeth. Yeah. But I got out of there. Thanks to my parents. Shout out. But they say, you can take the girl out of Brockton, but I have a bit of confession. I am also a drug addict. Yeah. I know, you wouldn't expect it, right? Looking at this, you're like, drug addict, what? Yeah, but no, I do not do anything low rent, nothing like crack or anything. I am after the boutique, high-end pharmacological substances. We're talking Lupron, Menopur, progesterone. You guys know where I'm going with this? Yeah. Yeah, I was hooked on IVF like Brittany was hooked on Frappuccinos in 2007. Just in public, chronic, nobody could stop her. Yeah, it was rough. So after several years of infertility, the doctor finally comes up with a diagnosis. It was unexplained. He's like, okay. It's been a few years. I think I figured it out. You got the eggs of a 50-year-old. I'm like, 1, it took you that long to figure out I had just like shitty eggs. Like, that's ridiculous. And 2, rude. Like, what the heck? Yeah, so when I'm 35, and when you turn 35, they call it geriatric pregnancy, when you get pregnant after 35. Which I think is ridiculous. Because I am not looking to get a walker and a stroller at the same time. I'm also not looking to take prenatals and also sign up for Life Alert. Like, it's not in the books. And also, if my uterus can apply for AARP, where are my fucking benefits? But, a lot of people are like, okay, so you probably started late. No, I didn't fucking start late. I had goals. I'm an ambitious woman, and I wanted to get my architecture license. So yeah, I got married, studied, and started working on that. I got 4 out of my 6 exams passed and completed before I started getting probed like a rotisserie chicken. Yeah, we didn't wait too long. And it turns out being an architect does not make you rich. We are the poorest of the noble professions. I once had a client, very interesting lady, who selected a $13,000 bathtub for her ensuite. Yeah. It was hand molded, terracotta, probably blessed by a pope or something. And here I am, click-clacking away on my computer at like 6 p.m. trying to get this drawing out to her the next day. Over-caffeinated. And then I get in my car, my used 2015 Toyota Corolla with a leaking sunroof. And yeah, we both get soaked, just in very, very different tax brackets. Yeah. So, back to my ovaries. I like to call them Blanche and Dorothy. Yeah, my two golden girls. Blanche, still very flirty. She's got like one rogue egg left in her, just clinging on, hopeless. And then Dorothy, you know, she's freaking crotchety as hell. But, you know, they packed it up. They're like, I'm done. We're retiring. We're moving to Boca. You can find us in South Florida. And you know what? I think that's kind of a power move. So I fired my financial planner, and now my husband and I are pursuing like early retirement, which I think is a pretty solid deal. Blanche and Dorothy, here's to you, and sayonara to the fucking uterus transvaginal want.
Guys, I actually just turned 35 last week, so I'm geriatric. Guys, we have one last comic for the night. So come on, pump it up. Coming in last, put it up for Michelle Wilson.
Okay, I feel that walk-up music. All right. Trying to get on fire, get us out of here. I got you. Hi, everybody. Thank you for coming. To my classmates, you guys have been the tits. It's so funny. All of you guys crushed it. That's the best I've heard any of you do said. So give it up for them, please. I'm about to disappoint the fuck out of all of you. My name is Michelle. I am a Midwestern bisexual from Ohio. There's always an Ohioan in the room. My wife and I, we moved to Savannah about 2 years ago. We would be what is called a damn Yankee in the South, so that's fine, I guess, but not those Yankees. To all my Boston friends here, fuck those guys. Fuck them. That's right. I am a diehard Cleveland baseball fan, and I hate the New York Yankees. Almost as much as I hate Sand Gnats. Like, they have a lot in common, okay? They're sneaky, they're painfully annoying, and they ruin summer every fucking year. No, in all seriousness, we moved here for a better winter. Better winter. We, came from Chicago, Illinois, a wonderful city. Some of you in the audience may know it. For those that know it, you know it's a wonderful city with food and culture and beaches. Oh shit, you guys had no idea there were beaches in Chicago. That's my bad. There are beaches in Chicago, but they are mostly frozen. So, wasn't the first thing you thought of when you thought of Chicago. So let's play a little game. What was the first thing you thought of when you heard Chicago? We're gonna go on 1, 2, 3, but I appreciate the enthusiasm. All right, you ready? First thing comes to your head, Chicago, Illinois. 1, 2, 3. Crime, that's right, absolutely right. 100%. It is an absolute crime to pay that much for parking, to sit that long in traffic, although I think Atlanta has it beat. And it is a crime to have that many nice people in one big city. No, I truly adore Chicago, but needed some warmer weather. So my wife, Sarah, and I, we moved to Savannah with our little 8-pound Chihuahua, Levi. It's great, right? He hated Chicago. So fucking cold. This kid would not go outside. He would just look at us. And I would look at him and go, I know, but just put the boots on. But we moved to the beach, which the good thing about that is, it's the beach. And the bad thing about that is, it's Tybee. No, in all seriousness, I love Tybee Island. Any Tybee Island fans out here? It's a good beach town. It's the perfect beach town for a Midwestern bisexual from Ohio. It's friendly. It's humble. It goes both ways. It's got a north beach and a south beach. And most importantly, it's cheap as shit. Love Tybee. Anybody that's a Hilton Head Island fan, keep it. Stay the hell off our island. Keep your butts up there. No, in all seriousness, back to my 8-pound Chihuahua, Levi. I have something I want to share with you guys, and it's kind of tough, just like as a parent. You don't always want this for your child. You never think it'll happen to you. It's tough, but I'll share with you guys. It's June. Fuck it. Levi is gay. Oh, how do I know? Okay, here we go. So we got him from a foster family. They were very nice people, also gay. They send him the food, the bowls. They send him to us to raise him properly as gays. And then we get a bag, and I go, what is this? And it's clothing for a dog. And I'm like, okay, thank you. I'm a Midwesterner, okay? I'm like, so great, thank you so much. Okay, great, bye. Hung that bag up in the closet, never looked at it again. I'm not dressing up my dog, look at me. Do I look like I dress up my animals? Nope. 2-3 weeks later, closet door's ajar. That's bizarre. It's just me and the dog here. Hear a little rustling, and Levi comes out of the closet with a sweater around his neck. Happy as shit. Never been happier in his life. Never been happier to sniff another dog's butt, roll in the grass, get a treat, get a kiss. Never seen him happier. So, fine, whatever, dude, I'll put this sweater on you. And does this make you happy? He's never been happier. So, he is my gay son, who I'm very proud of, who has a very impressive wardrobe. In the spirit of pride, it is June. Happy Pride, Levi. Your mother is very proud of you. And I hope you guys all are too. He's just the best. So, to any of the straights in the room, I do realize that this set was a bit queer. But to you, I'm very inclusive. I just want to bring you in and then also maybe turn the mirror around because you are in a pink building in an art school town in June. That shit's on you. No, in all seriousness, you guys have been a wonderful crowd. This has been a wonderful class and a wonderful experience, and we hope we didn't bore you to death. Thank you.
Show y'all. If this looks like fun to you guys, we got another one coming September 9th. If this looks like fun, so guys, come on, sign up. If not, guys, we got shows every single weekend, Fridays, Saturdays, nights. We got a little thing called the Off-White Lotus for those HBO fans out there. Not the type that Ted's talking about, but yeah, the prestige kind, y'all. So, yeah, guys, let's take a picture.